I think the recently concluded G7 summit was more of a rhetoric than the actual outcomes. Competition with China was the underlying theme of much of the G7 summit on multiple issues. Let's start with vaccines. G7 has promised to deliver a billion doses to the developing world within a year. But this is too little. WHO has already estimated that the world would need approximately 11 billion vaccine doses to effectively combat COVID 19. Here you cannot compete with China, you have got to cooperate with China. Chinese government is likely to pledge a larger number of vaccines to the wider world than the G7 combined. The other big proposal by the G7 was to build infrastructure across the developing world. It could somewhat be an alternative to what is now famous as the Chinese Belt and Road Initiative. But cumulatively, the G7 is likely to offer way less money. Meanwhile, Chinese banks and companies are already working very hard on landmark projects across the world, such as the construction of a new capital of Egypt. Now, let's talk about climate change. The G7 cannot possibly avoid the reality that Chinese cooperation is extremely essential to tackling climate change. China cannot be intimidated with a commune of 7 democracies. To be brutally honest, the G7 today largely reflects the geopolitical realities of the 20th century, not the 21st century. In the 1970s, when the G7 was formed, it accounted for around 80% of the world's GDP. But today it is down to about 40%. It no longer represents most of the global economy and is excessively skewed towards the Euro-Atlantic region. So there is a lot to ponder, not just in international affairs, but also in policy, history, philosophy, and economics. And we will do that in subsequent videos. So subscribe to this channel and press on the bell icon so that you're notified whenever the next video is uploaded. Good luck, take care, and stay safe.